Okay, y'all. It's not time yet, but we're getting there. We got another minute to go. But get your phones ready to dial in this morning because we're going to want to talk to you. And you probably want to talk to us. 910-333-0139. That's the number to call. And we're going to be talking about Canadians. Oh, yeah. You planning to go to Canada? We'll tell you some information you might not be able to get there. Hang in there. And according to the old clock on the wall, it is now 7 a.m. Eastern Time. When I walked in, the clock was set and it said it was 3 hours earlier. It said 2:17 this morning. And I'm like, okay, I know I get up and walk the halls from time to time and they're all weird hours. So I looked at the clock up here and said 2:17. That's a little bit early.
That's
So
a
I
lot
looked
of
at my watch and it said right. It said 5:17. So that's good. And looked closely at the clock. And somehow this atomic clock, this automatic setting clock on my bobber,
Mm.
it had decided to switch over to Pacific time, so I had to reevaluate and redo
There's a
it.
lot of weird stuff going on
There's a
this morning.
whole there's a whole bunch of weird stuff. Were you ready to get rolling?
I'm ready to rock. Let's do it.
Oh, howdy! You remember her?
Yes.
Yeah, Minnie Pearl, my girl. The late great Minnie Pearl said it best, said it often in a style all her own. Howdy! I'll never be able to do it, but I liked her.
Yeah, she was a character.
Yeah,
She was.
one of a kind, and
Yes.
she, But anyway, welcome y'all to the Friday Eve edition of Live and Local Real Talk. About the only place around these parts where you can get our views on what passes for news, our views on the fake stuff cluttering the socialist media sites, and all that just makes it that much more difficult in identifying the truth, sifting through the baloney to find something that's actually fulfilling. I'm Rayford Brown, the beleaguered figurehead for this little weekday event that lasts about 2 hours. I say, because we don't have anyone pulling our strings telling us that we've run out of time. In her cowboy boots and not much else, there's one of our listeners who inadvertently left her computer camera turned on earlier this morning, but it looks like she's going to
What?
end. Yep, she just saw what happened. Sorry, guys, you're lost. Funny though, even Lee checked to make sure her camera was turned off when I said that. How are y'all? Any cross country trips last night, Lee?
No. I was actually home last night on the couch. I worked for about 6 hours in the yard. I was exhausted.
You a yard girl, huh?
I love working outside. I really do. But I find that as you get older, muscles don't stretch like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them to use yesterday, hauling bags. But I've got a lot of my plants planted, my cages down. It looks really nice.
Good.
I pressure washed the whole back of the house and cleaned the windows, pressure washed the patio, straightened it all out. Front of the house is either going to be done today or maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Maybe next spring.
No, I like to, all the pollen as it's coming off the roof and it just kind of just settles on the facial boards.
Yeah.
So I have to go pressure wash that every year. So, and the windows, I definitely want to wash those because they're just yellow.
Each morning we kind of get started here sometime around 7 a.m. But
Yes.
being in the Eastern time zone, we found that some people towards the western part of the country actually listen to the show. They're known as insomniacs. There are
Yes.
some to our north, and politely we call them Yankees. Don't mind us. We know there are good Yankees mixed in with them, just like there are good, great, and okay folks we know as politicians mixed in among them as
Right.
well.
Right.
We're going to talk about a topic that our Western friend Charlie mentioned yesterday. One of those topics that sounded so outlandish, outrageous, impossible to believe that it was pretty hard that I could even think it was true. But then it involves Canada. So I said, maybe I better take a look at it. Canadians and their border laws. So that'll be something we'll talk about this morning.
Yes.
It was an interesting read yesterday. I spent a lot of time on it. We do have some fairly good news. We hope the barometric thingamabob over here has got a bunch of raindrops coming from the clouds.
Mine has showed that for 2 days.
Yeah, well, it's
I'm like, what?
It's a
Yes.
greater possibility today for something towards the end of the weekend
Yes.
than it has been lately.
Yes. It's the
I think everyone-
percentages are climbing.
I think pretty much everyone is agreeing. Now, that doesn't mean that where you are, it will rain. I don't know how widespread or saturated, or sometimes rain comes across and then there's a little lull in places that there's nothing that
Right.
hits us. So that does happen. We had it a couple of weeks ago. I think Southwest got like a bunch of rain and we got nothing, nada, zero. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. Whatever.
Hey, I just have to say good morning to Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom from Sneeze Ferry,
Oh, the land of the fires.
the land of the fires.
What happened
Yeah.
there? You've got the
There was a woods fire, and about 10 acres burned. About 10 homes were in jeopardy, but the fire department
but that
threatened.
didn't happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
didn't happen. The fire department has got everything under control.
Good for them. Fire prevention time.
Tom lives right out there where it was all happening. So glad you're okay.
Yeah. Do you think the president's big mouth attitude that's not done very well for him looks like he's the only one who believes his rhetoric at times? Do you think that's the case? I mean, we hear it all the time. We hear it from pretty much everybody. We hear it from people that love Donald Trump.
Yeah,
If he would just stop doing this or stop doing that.
he loves to toot his own horn.
Yeah.
He's a tooter.
Rootin' tootin' Donald Trump.
tootin'.
Rootin' tootin' Trump.
He's
How's
a
that?
tutor.
That might be a good. Rootin' tootin' Trump.
Yes.
He may have decided to do what a lot of powerful men have done for centuries: walk quietly and carry a big stick. There's no reason to brag about what you're going to do. It's a lot more fun to launch the mother of all surprises and then follow that with another round of surprises and pretty much run dark and silent. That's what submarines do.
Uh-huh.
And then they do really horrendous things to people and lands and stuff like that when necessary. Telegraphing or even telephoning those you should be surprising takes all the fun out of the big surprise. Don't tell them what's coming their way. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Nothing like hearing telephones throughout a community start ringing when you drop a bombshell, some kind of an announcement. You've seen this in the older days where everybody had a phone and the windows were up and all the phones would start ringing at the same time through the neighborhood when something would happen because people were spreading the word.
Oh, yes.
That's the way it was done.
It's called the gossip line.
Yeah, pretty much. You start, something's going down, and then one person knows it, and then they start calling relatives and friends and neighbors and all that.
We
everywhere.
still do that.
Yeah, you do.
We still do.
There will be a series of calls when the word spreads. You won't believe what just happened. Turn on your local news, is what they'll say. The president has said that he's extending the ceasefire until Iran decides to come to the table with realistic expectations. Iran, meanwhile, is trying to figure out what his strategy is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
They should find a copy of Dirty Harry, and Iran's leaders should be watching it several times. Iran opened fire on 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz after Trump extended that ceasefire. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
after Trump extended the ceasefire.
Right.
It's a tactic that hopefully Americans will understand. Tehran is insisting that the blockade that we establish to keep ships from going to or leaving from ports in Iran is the same thing as shooting at them. Well, if intel is accurate, they'll find out soon enough which is worse. If they survive, most likely that's when they'll begin to see the daylight, the one that's filled with smoke. Students of Middle Eastern history have maintained that there will never be peace in the region. We've heard that. They may be right. Doesn't mean that the United States and other nations have to stand down while the bickering countries pretend they're major players in this world. Noisy, yes. Irritating, definitely. Dangerous. That's why we must keep our eyes on the ball. A reasonable but secret amount of time for the extension of the ceasefire is good strategy. That means you don't have to let it run on and on and on. You just extend it. No deadline. That means that could be tomorrow morning. Some elements of the regime in Iran, no doubt, think we're just going to walk away. They probably missed the part about Joe Biden no longer being in the White House. Do not be surprised if you wake up one morning and learn that the entire Iranian government is toast, that there is considerable collateral damage. I'm sorry, that's on them. We've played the same old game too long. They don't play by any rules other than their own. Their future downfall, that's what's going to happen. And much of that may be at the hands of Iranians themselves who get fed up because they're the ones who are being hurt by this as well.
Rayford, I don't know what's going to come out of all this.
I don't know
I
what
have a
either.
feeling it's personally. I feel like that it's just going to.
We're not going to cut and run though. Not this time.
No. This whole thing with we're still holding. We're still blocking. We're maintaining the port's blockade, but Iran now is seizing ships.
Yep.
And damaging, blowing them up. So. I think it's
payback's not going to be pretty.
No, it's not going to. And the first time one of our military gets hurt over there from Iran, something they've done, it's going to break loose. It's going to break loose.
It's going to be payback's not going to be pretty.
And America's going to come raining down on Iran. So
yesterday we had a call from our friend Charlie.
Yes.
I will talk about what he brought up yesterday. Our northern neighbors, not Virginia, not New York. It's that other country that just is sort of part of North America. Our friend Charlie, he calls us regularly. Sometimes, he has outlandish information that he's gathered from one internet source or the other.
Right.
He asked if we knew that Canada stopped Americans, maybe others, at the border, and that the Border Patrol people there, not ours, Canadians, were running their names through data computers that for some reason or another, we allow them to have access to our databases. Charlie said that his understanding is that American drivers, passengers, even passengers on cruise ships cannot step foot on Canadian soil if they have ever been arrested, charged, or convicted, or even found not guilty of any number of criminal acts that in Canada are known as felonies. Most traffic offenses in this state, this country, are misdemeanors. They're criminal acts, but they're misdemeanors. Some of them carry more penalties than others. When you get into the area, the arena where you're driving while impaired and somebody dies, that becomes a felony, obviously.
Yes.
Those misdemeanors in the United States are many of them felonies in Canada. So, by Canadian logic, if you've been convicted of DWI, for instance, driving while impaired, if you're cited for DWI, you can't get into Canada. Even if that was 20, 30 years ago. Yeah, sorry, folks. The Canadians don't want us there. Even if the evidence presented to the court was deemed insufficient to find you guilty, if the charge was reduced or changed or just dropped completely, stay home, Yankee. You're not welcome here. If you were convicted of a minor crime outside of Canada, anywhere else that if committed in Canada would be an indictable offense, you can apply for a criminal rehabilitation for criminal rehab if 5 years have passed since the latter date conviction of the offense, being released from jail, probation ending, community service completed, or fine being paid. And then you might be able to get in, but there's no guarantee. Canada's laws seemingly are aimed at Americans. While the liquor law violations get a lot of attention, their big picture is apparently creating a problem for the tourist industry in Canada.
Imagine.
Can you imagine driving from here to Canada? You're going to go visit, you got your family on board, and you finally get to Canada, to the border, and they run you. They take your driver's information, and they run your name through the database that's connected to U.S. databases. They have access to them. And at that point in time, they find that, okay, this guy was actually stopped. He was charged with DWI. The end result was that it was thrown out of court because there was no probable cause. The evidence didn't uphold the stop. If he was stopped for suspicion of some of these crimes, just suspicion, and it's listed in the records, can't get into Canada. Ever in the past.
I just find that's a little harsh. As Canada, it's the rules.
It's their rules.
Their rules.
And, I've never lost anything in Canada, so it won't bother me one way or
I've
the
never
other.
been to Canada.
I haven't either.
I don't
Like
have
I said,
any
I've never
plans
lost
of going.
anything.
So
And just for general principle, I wouldn't go now. Just because I don't. That's a over the top tactic. How about if we do? How about if look at the people that come into this country. And how do you even run some of their records? How did you run some of the records from the folks coming in? What happened to the Saudi Arabians that came into Canada on 9/11 or before 9/11?
Right, as Charlie called.
And then made their way back into this country.
Right,
and we know what they did here. How about those people? That is a set of bizarre laws. Charlie, you there?
So listen, I'm all over the place right now in my brain. I've got a lot of problems going on. Hey, do you guys remember the lawsuit that I have against that hotel in Las Vegas?
I remember one that you filed a suit. Yes.
Do you remember the name of the hotel?
No, I don't think.
Circus.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Circus. Yep.
So evidently, the attorney that was representing me for the last 8 months, now they're going to sue me. Can I just read something to you that they sent me?
Sure.
Okay, your attorneys are going to sue you.
Right.
You didn't pay them?
They're going to sue me. Okay, so I'm not going to say everything because I have to be very careful because this is online. But I love you guys' show. I actually, hopefully you guys will give me a chance to be on your show. Here's what they said. They didn't say my real name. Let's just say Charlie. Initially, after we fire you as a client for being awful, rude, and hostile. Okay, first of all, I admit, there may be elements. This is from a major law firm in Las Vegas. This is exactly what it said. Charlie, initially after we fire you as a client for being awful, rude, and hostile person, but I was their client for almost 8 months. wouldn't they have discovered that I was a monster with like this?
I would. My question, Charlie, with tongue in cheek, what took them so long?
Right. Well, okay. So no. You would think after the second month, they're like, listen, let's get together with all of our lawyers. This guy, no. The whole thing, they're reporting me. They're going to sue me. They're going to make this public. Okay. Do you guys remember the name of the guy that attacked me?
John Smith. I have no clue.
No, his name was okay. It doesn't matter what his name was. Do you guys remember how many violations he had?
I remember you discussing that, yes.
81 times.
Yes.
This guy was arrested 81 times. He was arrested 81 times.
Oh, he won't get into Canada.
What is it?
He won't get into Canada.
No. He would. No. The district attorney in Las Vegas. They contacted me 3 months ago and like, hey, Charlie. First, my name isn't Charlie, but let's just go with that. They're like, Charlie, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't want this guy to go to jail. He's 28 years old. He's been arrested 81 times. Obviously, he's a victim. I don't know if he's got a mother or father. I want him to go to rehab. And the district attorney in Las Vegas said, hey, dude, listen, he's going to basically attack someone else. I'm like, okay. But this is the letter that I got from my attorney. Dear Charlie, you are being awful, rude, and hostile. Now they want nothing to do with me. They're going to sue me. They're going to contact the Las Vegas, Nevada board. I don't get it. Listen,
what are they suing you for?
Yeah, I mean, what are they claiming?
For being hostile?
No, they said I'm hostile. They said I guess I'm a attacker. They were my attorney for almost the last year. Now they're claiming that I'm out of control. I'm hostile. I guess they say that I'm a monster and they fear me. I've never threatened anyone. These people are illiterate. Now they're going to sue me.
Well, what are they claiming in their suit? What are they alleging in their suit? People sue to get damages.
Can I read to you?
Sure, please.
So, dear Charlie, initially after we fire you as a client for being an awful, rude, and hostile person, I felt that with distance you would become normal and reasonable and move on. I was wrong. You have a pattern of sending threatening and caustic emails at night, which concerns me that you are unstable and dangerous when you act this way. Accordingly, please carefully read the below statement as it will govern our conduct in the future. You will be provided the documents you are entitled to as our terminating contingency fee client, where all attorney fees and costs incurred have been waived. You are entitled to the communications actually conveyed to Super Circus on your behalf to advance your claim. These documents will be provided via certified mail in the near future. Even though you've already received these via emails, nothing else you request belongs to you, and nothing else you request will be provided. Circus is on notice that you no longer are represented by our law firm, and they can proceed to speak to you as long as you are unrepresented. I don't know what this means. I'm a nice person.
That's not a suit.
What?
Well, that's not a suit.
No. They're going to report me. No, they want this to become public. I like your show. There's a 100% chance that my life is going to become public. And I'm going to use my life on your platform. No. Here's the last thing they said. They said, I'm not going to give you the name of the law firm. They said, do not contact our firm nor anyone at my office again in any manner, including telephone, email, writing, social media, internet, etc. If you violate this directive, I would take legal action for your harassment. Go ahead. What is it?
Yeah. That now they're getting down to where they will take action. They haven't sued you.
No. They're going to sue me. I responded back to them. They sent me a letter yesterday at 8 a.m. But I had, you know how you guys write something and you want it to be sent at a later date? You know what I'm talking about, correct?
Yeah.
So I wrote something to them at a later date, and they got that. And then they wrote back saying, now we're going to sue you. Here's what they said. They said, Charlie, you have violated the no contact directive of email this morning, demonstrating that you are hostile and a threat to my office. You have waived all attorney-client privilege, and we will file a lawsuit against you and obtain a court order to cease and desist harassing, we've been contracting our office. So now I'm the monster. They're going after me. You want to hear my response to them?
Sure.
So I'm not going to give you the person's name. Hey, are you guys following what I'm saying, or do you think
I know what you're saying. Go ahead. I got you.
Okay, so I responded back to this person. I'm not going to give you the guy's name. I said, you don't have one physical threat from me, and you will never get one from me. Your incompetent, odd son was almost 1 year, he wasted almost 1 year of my legal time frame. You will provide me with every piece of documentation that I'm entitled to. Once I receive everything, you will never hear from me again. If I don't receive everything, I will take any and all legal action against your firm. I will also contact the Nevada State Bar. And I said this person's name. Actually, I'm going to give you this person's name. I said, Bobby. For future lawsuits between us, for the legal record, my email sent to your incompetent law firm at 8:48 a.m. with a schedule set. Bob, I wish your son shared your same speed in getting back to me. Bob, get me my files. I am entitled to my complete file. If I do not receive everything, I will take further action. This is probably going to come up. They're going to sue me. So I don't know if, you guys may think, Charlie, this guy's a lunatic. What do you guys think when they were suing me?
Well, they offered to give you all your files. That's all you need, right?
No, but they haven't given me anything.
Well,
they're not giving me anything.
They haven't done it yet. But they said they were going to, right?
They said they were going to. They sent me a certified. Let me ask you something. If I send you a certified letter, what does a certified letter mean to you?
It means that you got it.
So do I have to sign for that?
No, not necessarily for certified. No, you do not.
So if they said they sent me a certified letter and I said I didn't receive it, is that okay?
Well, yeah, you'd be lying though, right? If they put you on the stand, and then they ask you, Charlie, did you say that you did not get this letter?
I Googled certified letter. When I Googled certified letter, it means that somebody has to sign for it.
No.
That means the post person.
In order to get it, someone has to sign for it. But if you don't accept it, or if you're not there when the post office goes to serve it, they'll leave a notice.
If they put a certified letter in my mailbox and nobody signed for it, does that mean it was received?
The post office can show that they delivered it, but it won't show that anyone signed for it.
Can they prove that it wasn't signed for?
Right. You just say you never got it.
Here's the problem. You're right. You're telling the world right now that you got it.
I know. Okay, you know what? Okay, yeah, I am. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I'm right. But they, you know what? No, I'm not going to lie. Rayford, can I ask you a question? What are your thoughts on this conversation?
Oh, the conversation won't get the paperwork that you got from them initially, apparently, that came in a certified letter. You're just waiting for the return. You're just now. Did they give you a timeline when they would get that to you in the letter?
So they said they sent me a certified letter that needed to be signed for. Nobody signed for it.
Yeah, I know, but did they in the letter? Did they say what time and where and how you would get there's a record?
No. There's no letter with. Okay, let's just say no letter was received.
If a letter had been received, would there have been a time that you could expect to have the information that they said they would give you?
If I sent you a certified letter to where you guys are currently doing your podcast, and I need you to sign for it. If you didn't sign for it, did you receive it?
Legally, I received the letter. Did I open the letter? Nope.
No. Did you sign for the letter?
I did not sign for the letter. If they just dropped it off.
So did you legally?
If you use this as your only argument, Charlie, you are going to lose. There is an expectation of having enough smarts to know better than to say that. Because you got the letter, Charlie.
So can I be completely? Okay, can I be completely? Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest. Okay.
Yeah.
I got the letter, but it was supposed to be signed for. It wasn't signed for, but I got the letter.
I understand that. But you got the letter.
So, no, hold on. But do I have any legal defense to say, listen, I didn't get it?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest.
Because you would be lying.
Right, yes, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
You know, why am I discussing this with you guys? I have no why am I
Can I just jump in here for a minute?
Yeah, we'll go get you. Yeah, so Lee's got something to say too.
There's two types of certified. There's where you can send something certified, and all the carrier has to do is scan it, delivered, and throw it in your mailbox. Then there's a certified with return receipt.
Right.
That means
that's what they requested. That's what they requested.
Right. So did you sign anything?
No, but I got the letter, but it wasn't signed for.
All right, let me ask you this. On the back of the envelope, was there any tabs on there where they would have torn off the return card?
They're supposed to be requested signature, and it never happened.
Okay, but she's asking you, was there a tab affixed to this letter on the back of it where they may have taken off a tab that
They took it off, and the postmaster said it was delivered, but they were supposed to get a signed thing. Listen, I got the letter. I'm not lying.
It's not going to make any difference.
This is the internet. But I'm just talking about legalities. All lawyers are crooked.
Oh,
no, I'm admitting I got the letter, but I was supposed to sign for it. Somebody was supposed to sign for it, but there's no signature.
It doesn't make any
I'm
difference.
admitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, legally, and in a big scheme of things, it's not going to make any difference. The only thing it will do is that if they sue you, then you can use it at that time. Listen, I may have gotten this letter. Did I open it? I don't know. I don't recall. Did I sign for any letters that came to me? No, because they need to prove that I got it.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
I'm being very serious.
Okay.
This may affect my life. Okay, here's the deal. They sent me the attorney for this law firm. By the way, there's another law firm that I took on that's much, much bigger than them, and they folded. This law firm that represented me, nice law firm, they sent me a certified letter where they said, we need a signature. I got the letter, but nobody signed for anything. But I had the letter. This is the internet. You guys have got me right now. You got me. But nobody signed for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So can I go back to them and say, listen, hey guys, you said you were going to send me a certified letter with a signature. Nobody signed for it. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say it.
Sure, you can say it.
But am I busting myself by admitting that I got the letter?
Well, you're going to have to admit it because you
You've
have
already
admitted it.
admitted it to them.
Guys, these people are suing me. This guy attacked me. This whole thing is out of control, what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. The sooner you can get the stuff from them and move on with your life, the better off you will be. But if you get into one of those contests that, puts a lot of urine back on your face, that's not going to be good.
So let me ask you this. I'm going to respond to the attorney. I'm going to say, hey, let's just say his name is John. Dear John, you said you were going to send me a certified letter that I had to sign for to prove that I got, whatever you're saying. I never signed for anything. Can I say that, or do I need to legally say, yes, I got the letter and I didn't sign for it? You tell me.
I don't even know why you need to contact them. You got the letter. All you're doing is because you've already sent them a note that you want your stuff.
Right? No. They told me that they're going to send me a letter where I have to sign for it. They don't have my signature or anything. Do I need to tell them that do not offer them any information whatsoever. If they say that you signed for a letter or you got a letter, do you have? Where's your proof that I got the letter? Oh, yeah,
do not deny it. Do not deny getting the letter. Just ask them, show me where I got the letter. In other words, legally, they don't have anything. In my personal opinion, they have no way to sue you and say that you got this letter.
So, Rayford,
but if you admit you got it, then they do.
Rayford, can I send them a letter saying you told me you were going to send me a certified letter that I had signed for? Can you please provide my signature for that certified letter? Can I say that?
Sure.
Thank you, Rayford.
But do not offer that you did not get the letter, because that would be a lie.
Hey, Rayford, listen, I'm an entertainer. I go online. I say stupid things. I'm going to contact a lawyer and say, listen, you guys said you were going to send me a letter, a certified letter that I need to sign for. So I'm going to leave it at that. Is that okay?
Sure.
Hey, guys, I'm going to call back with a different topic tomorrow. I have no clue why I'm calling you guys. Take care.
Can't wait.
Well, you caused me to look into that Canadians thing.
Oh, by the way, hey, wait. Was the Canadian thing a good thing that I brought it to you guys?
It was my lead off here today, yes, and it was accurate.
What did I say?
You said that when people who have a DWI conviction, but you didn't go as far as I found out, you can't get into Canada. If you've got a DWI conviction in the United States and probably any other country, but definitely the U.S., you cannot get into Canada, even if it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Even if you were found not guilty, you can't get into Canada. Even if they dropped all charges, you cannot get into Canada. If they find anything on your record anywhere, then you can't get into Canada if it was involving a DWI. Because a DWI in Canada is a felony, and they don't care whether you were found not guilty or not. It's Canada.
Was that true what I said?
What's that?
Was it true what I said?
Oh, yeah, but I went a lot further than that. It was true what you said. Absolutely true what you said.
But can I tell you who I got that from?
Sure, I think it was an entertainer. Was Tim Conway?
Was it from your lawyers?
Yeah. No, he does a show in Los Angeles. It's KFI. It's Tim Conway Jr. Very nice person. He gave me an opportunity many years ago because I'm all over the place. Sometimes when somebody gives me an opportunity, I trample all over it. Yeah, no. Yeah, No, that came from him.
Okay.
He brought that up.
It's true. It's accurate. I looked into it.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on with your co-host? What's his name? Chris?
Chris,
Yes.
he'll be back.
He'll be back.
Is everything going well with him?
Yes, it
Everything's
is.
great.
It's getting better.
Anyway,
Can I give you guys?
we have to
can I
do
give you
weather
guys-
check.
Hey, we're running about 20 minutes late, Charlie.
yeah, we have to do weather.
Okay, very quickly. Can I say one last thing?
Sure.
Sure.
All these shows that I call into, and trust me, there's hundreds of shows that I call into, from Australia to New Zealand to Africa. All of them have a tip. You can give them money. You can donate money to them. Why don't you guys have it? I would give you guys $1, $2, $5. Why don't you guys have it on your YouTube channel? I can give you guys some money.
It's more aggravation than it is anything else. If we were into it for profit, then we would be selling advertising. Now, don't get me wrong. We may be doing that very soon. I would prefer to get advertising dollars, not just contributions.
So I'm gonna say one last thing. You guys have listened to me with my perils, if that's the right word, with my current attorney in Las Vegas. Should I pursue what I'm going forward with? You guys just say, "Hey, Charlie, good luck. Take care. Just deal with what you
Just
deal
get.
with."
I mean, you're not going to go after the guy with the circus, right? You don't really care about that. He's not. You don't want him convicted of anything.
No, he's in jail. He's in prison.
Okay, you don't want him. You don't want to pursue that with him. So that's you're done with that. Now you just want to sue the circus hotel there.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But I want my shoulder and arm fixed. I don't want money. I want my shoulder and arm fixed. That's all.
Good luck.
Okay, so
it's just going to cost. It'll cost you more money than you will ever get in payback for whatever reason.
That's fine. Raver, that's fine. Raver, intellectually, I know that you're smarter than me. You can look at stuff. You can look at facts. My attorney basically said they're going to sue me. Should I go after them not for financial, or should I continue my fight against them because
ignore them? You're done with them. You're not going anywhere with it. You've got nothing to gain by going after these attorneys, except your perhaps self-satisfaction or your need to continue a battle that is over.
with circus? Can I go after circus? Can I still continue to go after circus?
Yes, you can if you find an attorney that will
All
take
right, that's it. Hey, that's it. Rayford, that's it. Take care. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Let's do weather. Whether or not we're ready, let's do it.
Huh?
What? Goodness
What?
gracious me. I feel like we've adopted Charlie.
910-333-0139. If you want to chat, please do so. If you want to offer us your best wishes, please do so. If you want to offer me your sympathy, please do so. The Marine Outlook is brought to you by the National Weather Service and us. Strong winds overnight, they're going to be calming down. We had some blustery stuff offshore, particularly the offshore waters are looking better. and should be improving ahead of a high pressure system out to city nautical miles, but 60 nautical miles too in the city. Today and Friday, westerly winds 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 knots, 3 to 5 footers. Probably not the best time to be going out. Tomorrow, no, tomorrow's Saturday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, I just did Friday.
Okay.
Saturday, southwesterly winds around 15 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet. Surf temperatures have not been climbing a whole lot this week, likely because of the colder air temperatures we've had. They're still hanging in the upper 60-degree range. Offshore water temps around the artificial reefs and rocks in the low to mid 70s.
Today, sunny with a high near 88. Calm wind becoming west 5 to 8 miles per hour in the morning. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 59. Friday, sunny with a high near 90. Saturday, just a small, slight chance of an afternoon shower. Mostly sunny with a high near 88. Showers are bumped up now to an 80% chance for the evening hour, Saturday night, after 8 p.m.
Yay!
And new rainfall amounts between a quarter and a half inch possible.
Let's go higher.
Into Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, chance of rain at 60%.
Slow
So
rain all night would be great.
looks like Saturday evening into Sunday morning.
That will be good.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get a good rain.
Yes, nice, slow, steady,
Yes,
an all-nighter. We don't want to,
yes.
what do they call it, gully washer? We don't want something that's all the water falls at one time because it just drains away.
Well, right now they're talking a quarter to a half an inch. That's a great
So we
start.
just
The
want
next week, we have some systems that will be making their
Add
way
to that.
across the United
Good.
States, and hopefully we'll get more.
All right. All right, checking with my local ham radio people out there, our local ham radio folks out there around the county and into Cuttrick County a little bit. Randy in Southwest this morning, he's riding the golf cart. Had to stop the golf cart for the little children at the bus stop because they all like to pet Boomer. And I'm sure Boomer loves them too, no doubt about that, his doggy. 49 degrees, 96% humidity there. Had 30.03 inches of mercury in his barometric pressure thingamabobber. No wind, no rain. And Lee in the Woodlands this morning, it was 52 degrees, 82% humidity, 30.04 inches of mercury. Nothing in her rain gauge and nothing in the wind meter stuff, nothing happening. Dale over in River Bend this morning checked in 50 degrees, 96% humidity, 29.796 inches of mercury, which translates to, as he puts it, 1,009 millibars of pressure. South-southwesterly winds that were very light this morning. Burrow, Joe checked in this morning in Swansboro, 53 degrees, 88% humidity, 30.03 inches of mercury. Winds were pretty much nothing out of the south. And over at Emerald Isle on the pier where Joe was, winds are kicking up a bit there out of the west. As you can expect over the ocean, that's what happens. At Emerald Isle, it was 58 degrees at the pier. Brian also checked in this morning from his home, a different spot there in Swansboro area, 57.7 degrees, 73% humidity, 29.70 inches of mercury, and he has low southwesterly winds, very light. Ward across the creek there over in Cedar Point, the warm spot, 60 degrees, 74% humidity, 30.11 inches of mercury and climbing. Westerly winds running estimated 5 to 8. Ken in Oslo Bay, 53.8 degrees, 74% humidity. Winds are light. Now, our buddy Lee, who lives in the back swamp area,
Yes.
he's still camping up
Still
there,
camping.
roughing it
Right.
in West by God, Virginia, 54 degrees, and had a light drizzle overnight, and all the snow's gone. Yay for him. James over in Bladen County, he checked in this morning. It was 53 degrees there, 53 degrees in Bladen County. Now here in the studio at the in the country club area, it's currently 57.57 degrees, 81% humidity, 29.80 inches of mercury, and it's been falling. And we've had nothing, no rain. We've had peak gusts of up to 4 miles per hour. Right now, this is doing nothing. And it's been moving around. The light wind's been moving around from the east all the way to the southwest. So they're insignificant here at this time.
And I do want to send a message to Lee H. If you're listening, do not bring any of that icy precipitation back with you.
If you do,
No
boy,
snow.
we're going to put you in your own barbecue grill.
Beat you
We're
up.
going to cook you. All right, now we got some good news. The Weather Radio Wednesday is just right around the corner, May 6th. The
Yes,
first
it
one is going to
is.
be in Richlands in the Piggly Wiggly store here. Donnie Cox and company from the WCTI weather team. They will be in place, and along with the amateur radio folks there, volunteers from the club, will be helping folks program their radios. If they buy new ones, they'll program them for the counties that they want to be alerted to when something's happening. I said, we all live in a county, but I suggest taking a look at the weather patterns, and you can ask these guys what they think too, depending upon where you live. You live in, for instance, in Richlands, in that part of the county. There's a whole lot of different counties that the weather moves into you from them. Obviously, from the south there in Pender County, Duplin County, you're right around the corner from Duplin County. So what happens in Duplin often it impacts the Richlands area. So you probably would want to have Duplin in it as well. Jones County, sometimes it comes down from that way. I don't know about Lenore County. You guys will know whether the weather comes from Lenore County area or not to come towards you. I don't know. I haven't looked at it lately. In other parts of Onslow County, Swansboro, you're going to want Carteret County, no doubt about it. You're going to want New Hanover County, Pender County is what I'd suggest, because a lot of that stuff comes right up the coast. If you live in the coastal area, that's what I do. And of course, Jones County, we got weather comes across from Jones County regularly during the summertime, especially. So, just pay attention to what you need and kind of go in there armed with what you think you want. That's on the 6th of May. They're going to be in Richlands. On the 13th, they're going to be at the Newbern Down East Ace Hardware Store. That's on May 13th. On the 20th, they're going to be at the Sound Ace Hardware Store on Emerald Isle. And ding, 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 they've announced a new one. Donnie Cox is telling us that they're going to be at the Jacksonville Ace Hardware Store here on Henderson Drive. That's right across from the high school.
Yes, it is. That's my store.
That's your store.
That's my store.
Lee will be right out there too, buying stuff that she needs. Okay. People go to hardware stores, and I've done that all my life. Hardware stores and pawn shops. I love them.
Yes. I like to go in pawn shops and look
It's just kind
around.
of like scrounging.
Right.
People sell good stuff.
Yes.
Too. So, I have walked away with many a deal. I'm a flea market guy. I am a yard
too.
sailor at times.
Yes.
I drive by and
Thrift stores.
Yeah, and I drive by yard sales and I see stuff there that looks interesting. I have gone up and turned around.
Speaking.
They used to have a yard sale in Wilmington, right off of Myrtle Grove Road.
We used to hit those early
There
in
was
the morning on
one in a
Saturday.
neighborhood you had to park because the streets were blocked off.
Yes.
Because they blocked off the streets.
Yes.
And you would walk from one house to another
Yes.
to another and around the whole neighborhood.
Used
Carried a
to
cart.
many years ago. We used to get up early on Saturday morning and run out to Wilmington. First, we would stop at Krispy Kreme, get the box of donuts. Me, I would get coffee. Others would get whatever. And then we would hit the streets. And the first couple times I was kind of shy about it. I wasn't into it. But after the first couple houses, let me tell you what, my feet were hitting the ground before this car came to a complete stop.
And then
I'd opened that door and I took off running.
And then you were making deals, weren't you?
You were,
What you take with it? How much? You got a quarter on this? How about if I give you 22 cents?
well, no, we don't do, can't do pennies anymore. But you could get brand new clothes with the tags still
Yes.
on them for a couple dollars.
You know where those brand new clothes came from? Christmas before, and they were so ugly that people didn't want them.
I didn't buy any ugly clothes. No,
It's
but I
ugly to
remember
them.
we got a great big sink that you can use outdoors. It's made of the hard,
Fishing,
yeah,
cleaning fish.
yeah. And all you had to do was attach the water hose to it, and you could just set it right outdoors. It was good for all seasons, and we paid like $5 for it. It was brand new, and like you said, you can clean your fish, you can clean on your yard stuff. I wish I still had it. It was really cool. It was really. There's all sorts of stuff. People just they just throw stuff on the lawn, take it.
They get fed up with it. Robbie does it all the time. I've put stuff
Right.
out there that if you put it 2 days before the trash pickup,
Right. It's gone.
then somebody's going to come by and pick it up.
I can put something out on my street
Mhm.
for, and you don't have to wait to trash day. Just put it out there and it'll be gone in no time
Mhm.
if it's of any type of value to anyone.
Now, if it's metal, you got some metal recyclers that they travel the streets.
Yeah, and I still have that gas tank I need to bring you,
How about
and
that?
then I have some old yard weed eaters that quit working. The weed eaters, so I'm gonna set those out there, and somebody could probably get them up and running.
I
So
guarantee you they can.
yes,
Put a $1 donation, put a little bucket there and see what you get.
I don't need a donation. I just want it out of my shed.
Well, if it either goes or it doesn't go.
Yeah, right. But usually, I could do it. But speaking of yard sales, it made me think of thrift stores. What made me think about Onslow Victim Center. They have a huge thrift store on 24
Yes,
now,
they do.
and they raise funds for their organization. But tonight is Take Back the Night.
Yes.
And that's where people get out and they it's about violence against domestic violence,
Mhm.
and they get out and they take back the night. We're taking back the night, and it's tonight at 6 p.m. at the Riverwalk Park, which is
Downtown.
right off of Court Street, and they'll be gathering there to walk the park and take back the night against domestic violence. Now, I'll put a website on our social media right in a few minutes where you can actually, if you would like, they're asking you wear teal, and I know
Teal.
not everyone has the color teal in your closet because I certainly
I do.
don't think I do,
think-
but you can in advance. For $20, click on this website and it will take you to it, and you can purchase a shirt and then pick it up tonight when you go there, and you also get a coffee mug too. So very nice. Like I said, it's part of
I
their
heard a lot of people changing
fundraising.
clothes out there tonight, taking their shirts off and putting a new one on.
Rayford, they have bathrooms out there. They have a bathroom at
Oh,
Riverwalk.
well, that's-
We're not going back into naked gardening today.
I didn't say
okay?
anything about naked gardening. You did.
Anyway,
It's May 2nd.
it's tonight. It's a very worthy cause. It's a feel-good cause. You're
Mhm.
out there showing support for victims of domestic violence and the need to stop. So, anyway,
Yeah. And they,
very worthy cause.
the group, a lot of folks lost a venue here a couple of months ago, 6 weeks back.
Yes,
Tornado came through and it pretty well wiped out the
American Legion.
American
building, yeah.
Legion location, which they had a marvelous spot. So many groups used it over the years, including the Onslow Victim Center for the Dancing Stars.
Right.
The Dancing Stars event got so big after the very first year, they outgrew the country club. It was too big the first year. But, I mean, that's where they went, and it filled up the place and had an overflow crowd. So they went to the next year, and every year since then, Jacksonville, the American Legion. Well, it's been destroyed. It will not be ready for the fall.
They've
Whatever
canceled
happened.
everything for a year.
Yep.
Throughout the rest of the year.
And the gun show that they was scheduled is canceled. The rest of them here canceled for this year.
Yeah.
So
Tom
yeah.
Austin, if you're listening, I think he was going to find out if they were going to have a gun show somewhere else here. So
There will be gun shows,
Let us
but not
know.
in Jacksonville.
no, here in
There
Jacksonville.
won't be. Not that this company's S&D's not doing it.
Well, he's going to find out because he deals with them every show. Every show, Tom, find out for us.
So anyway, it's that's what's happening. But the Dancing Stars, the Onslow Victim Centers, they got another venue, so we'll find out more about that. They've got a
Yes, I
location.
heard. Yes,
ready to-
new
they-
location.
They got that. I mean, like within hours.
I like the parking at this new location. Much better, much better.
Yeah, I like the golf carts.
But the golf carts are cool.
Looks
When-
like Florida's governor is challenging a very powerful Democrat from. He's noisy too. a very noisy Democrat, challenging him to a showdown. Governor Ron DeSantis said he sent House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries an invitation to F around and find out on redistricting efforts in Florida, the next possible battleground in a nationwide struggle to gain partisan advantages from congressional district maps. All right. Republicans do it. Democrats do it. Republicans do it again. Democrats do it again. Democrats do it. Republicans do it. It's just going to be that way. I mean, it has been unless somebody says you can't do it. Well, nobody has said you can't do it, though the Supreme Court gets involved from time to time, and they generally no, unless something is in it that
happened in Virginia yesterday. Yes.
But on TV, DeSantis said, "Be my guest. I will pay for you to come down to Florida to campaign. I will put you up in the Florida governor's mansion. We will take you fishing." Uh-oh. There's nothing, DeSantis said, that could be better for Republicans in Florida than to see Jeffries everywhere around this state. Ooh, that's a slap. It's probably accurate.
Ron DeSantis doesn't play.
No, he's like a street scrapper. I don't know. Wednesday, Jeffries accused Florida Republicans of gerrymandering in efforts to change political districts to give Republicans more strength, more advantages in those districts. The Democrats are working to move districts around to hopefully add Democrats in the U.S. House. What are you arguing about then? You're doing the same thing. Florida's doing it. You're doing it. Everybody's doing it. DeSantis as much as warned Jeffries that his presence with those efforts in mind will not sit very well with voters in Florida. This could be fun. Pay-per-view. Let's raise some money.
Well, you talk about Florida and the governor. You know, their primary is not till August 18th.
Yeah.
Do you know there's 44 people right now running on the primary ticket?
For what?
For governor.
Yeah.
44.
Good luck.
They haven't had that many since 2018 when they had 21. 21.
Luck.
But 44 people want to be governor. You know why? Because DeSantis has got Florida perfect. DeSantis has got everything done. You just walk in and sit down and be governor.
According to DeSantis, that's true. But, is that a truthful statement?
I'm going to tell you what. I like DeSantis. I like what he's done with Florida.
You never did beforehand. You always said you didn't like that man.
That was not me.
Looked just like you.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I think at one time it was a question about him running for president.
Yes, that's what you said.
And I just said, no, I didn't prefer him. But I never said anything about not liking the man.
I hate that man.
I never said that.
That's what she said.
And I don't use the word hate.
You just did.
I just, no, you know what I mean, in the text of saying I hate something. It's such
I'm going to give you something to hate now. You ready?
Oh, my gosh.
In Alabama, a former Alabama girls high school basketball coach who was once pegged as a great role model for young people. Did I mention she's a girls high school? She was a girls high school basketball coach, was charged with deviant sexual intercourse with a student. And some other crimes.
What?
35-year-old Paige Adams was arrested Tuesday after a grand jury indicted her on more than 30 sex crimes.
She's been a busy girl.
The indictment came less than a month after she resigned from Cold Springs High School after school officials received a complaint. But it wasn't from any of the guys. The charges include distributing obscene material to a student, one count of a school employee having sexual contact with a student under age of 19, and one count of a school employee engaging in a sex act or deviant sexual intercourse with a student. I'm trying to find the number of times. There's a 32-count indictment, 32 counts, violations.
Wow.
Not clear how old the student was at the time of Adams' misconduct. She led the school's girls basketball team for one season. Her husband, Drew, not our Drew,
right,
who filed for divorce after her resignation, coaches the boys' team.
Oh my gosh.
Was the girls' basketball team coach. Her husband's the boys' basketball team coach. She resigned after stuff came to light. He files for divorce. That didn't take long, did it? During her lone season as a coach, she'd only coached 1 year. She led the team to a 23-11 record. That was a pretty good run.
Pretty good.
Winning the area championship and appearing in the AHSAA, whatever, Final Four. She was once lauded by Coleman County Schools Superintendent Shane Barnett as a great role model for the young people of this county. Uh-oh. In 2017, she left Holly Pond High School, another school in the same district, after only one season. The reason for her departure was not specified. She said, it was difficult to do that. I prayed about it a lot, and I left like God was leading me in a different direction that I plan on pursuing. Well, next words that came back to bite you. You have to do what's best for you and your family sometimes, she said. Adams and her husband had been married or have been married for 15 years. She was released from jail after posting a $225,000 bond. She's required to wear an electronic monitoring device. 19 occasions she had with this young man.
She needs a belt, one of those belts with the key and lock.
Chastity belt.
Yes.
She's been charged with 19 offenses with him.
Why? I mean, I just don't get it.
Okay, well, look at her.
All right.
She's not ugly.
No, she's a very attractive young lady.
Her mugshot. Even her mugshot does her justice.
Yes.
Which is usually not the case.
And he was how old again?
Under 19.
Under 19. What if he was 18? Isn't he of legal age?
He's a student.
Well, he's a student still. That's
makes
right.
him different.
Wow.
Who we got?
We've got Chris Miller, our famous sports editor with the Daily News. Good morning, Chris.
I'm just going to sing this one. Papa Top again. That's all we'll do.
Papa Top, it's Miller time.
It's Miller time.
Hey, good morning. Lee, did you say famous? Don't you mean to say infamous?
Nah.
Well, infamous would, I like favorite and famous,
Yeah,
but I can add the other.
He's our favorite and he's famous.
Yes, he is.
Well, no, I wouldn't say famous, and I'm only the favorite because I'm the only one. So
That's not true.
There are others we could reach out to, but we refuse to because
That's right.
if you want to do the best show, then get the best people.
well, I appreciate it. Now, do you have the best money?
Yes, sir. We double yours every week.
Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate the thank yous and the 2 pats on the back every week. I really appreciate that.
Well, once we decide to start selling, wait, can't you sell advertising? We need to get you to sell some advertising for us. You'll make some money at it.
Yeah, we.
You can do that in your spare time.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few folks out there that would be interested. And I've kind of learned about that from my good friend Steve Goodson, who the podcast that we do, and we appreciate everybody that's helped us out put that together. So those local sponsors, they still care about stuff like the work that you guys do and the stuff that we do, and you just got to go out there and present the ideas and
yeah, we can do
see
it.
if you can make it work.
And take a little extra work, and I'm just lazy.
Yeah, put Lee to work.
Lee's
staying busy.
Mackerel.
Lee's staying busy.
She's going to have to go buy her a new truck shortly because she's putting so many miles on hers. She needs 2 vehicles.
I broke 25,000.
Yeah, she's only had it 3 weeks.
No, I've been doing a
And
lot
by
of
the way,
travel.
it wasn't Lee who didn't like Ron DeSantis. It was Kelly. It was Kelly who didn't like Ron DeSantis.
I tried to tell him. I had nothing against Ron DeSantis.
She didn't like him to run for president.
Well, no, because I had somebody else that I preferred. Nothing against him.
She talked bad about him. No,
Thank you, Chris, for taking up for me. Thank you, Chris.
You're right, Kelly. I know Kelly didn't like him.
And
but I liked. Personally, I like Ron DeSantis, and I think he would be good. I think he's done a good job, and he just doesn't have the personality as Trump has. And but I think I think he fared during the primary a few years ago. I think he fared as well as anybody could have. But just Trump is Trump. Trump has a he's just a machine, and so of course we're not complaining now, but we'll see how it goes here in a couple of years.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we won't be voting for him again.
Let's talk about sports. What's happening around the area in high school sports? We're getting close.
Kind of getting toward the end of April, and
yes.
We only have a couple of weeks left in the regular season, so the action's heating up, and then before you know it, the spring sports playoffs, baseball, softball, girls soccer, lacrosse will start their playoffs at the beginning of May, and before you know it, these graduations, and then we're in the summertime. So
I know.
The action is certainly heating up in the spring sports.
I know. It just seems like we just finished football season, and now here we're talking a couple more months, and they'll be out practicing again, Rayford. But I do want to say, you wrote this wonderful story, which we posted on our page, because you do those feel-good stories in between the regular sports stories. But this one was on a young man named Jonathan Pittman. And I did post it on our website. And I'm going to tell you what, that really, it got to me. It pulled at my heartstrings, the adverse, different events in this young man's life that he overcame, and it continued to go on. And he's now playing baseball for Jacksonville High School. But could you talk a little bit on that story?
Well, yeah. Well, a few years ago, he's a senior at Jacksonville High School, but when he was a freshman, he was at Southwest, and I sat down with him and his mother and his father during the spring break tournament. And Rayford and Lee, I don't know if you remember, but probably about 14 years ago, there was that big house fire.
I remember it well. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, three children in the family passed away. But I sat down with the young man and his parents about and they were open, and they talked about their faith and how faith has gotten them through, and how they use Jonathan as a young man to how they want him to grow up and not be defined by that. Use it to to honor his family and honor his lost siblings, lead a good life, be a good gentleman, and that's what he is. He is a fine young man. A gentleman, and has earned the respect of his teammates and friends and adults. So I did that, and he's had a great baseball tenure. But he just different things happen, and he went to Liberty Christian for a semester to play basketball for his former coach at Southwest, and then he's now at Jacksonville High School. And well, unfortunately, his mother passed away in January. And it really had understandably so. It really affected him. So his baseball season kind of got off to a slow start. He was battling an injury, and I chatted with him after a ball game last week, and just about the adversity. And said and he kind of got his thoughts about not redoing the story that I did a few years ago, but just kind of getting a new perspective. And hey, are you still a young man of faith? Are you still, you don't give up? Where did that come from? And just kind of things like that. And he was open and honest and about the struggles and how it got to him mentally. Like I said, understandably so. And but he never lost his faith, and he credited his faith and family and friends for backing him up. And I was able to talk to his sister. One of his older sisters about that, and how she spoke about how proud the family is of this young man. So it definitely is like I said before, you never want to take advantage of someone's misfortunes, but
no.
you are there to you are there if they're in a respectful way. You are there to sit down talk to them and let tell their story if they feel comfortable. And so that's what I was able to do, and I am honored that these young people and coaches and parents have that trust in me to be able to share those stories in a respectful way.
You bring up a great point there, and so often people will take advantage of it. Reporters and other folks will take advantage of people in their moment of grief and their time of recovery, and just to get clicks or get viewers or listeners or whatever. They like that. But if it's done and these people are comfortable with you, that's going to be the key. If you just walk in, you've never met them, and you want to do a story about them because you heard about it, and you said your producer or somebody sets up an appointment for you, that's a nothing story. That's zero. Yeah. You can't feel it as a reporter. You can't feel it. You need to feel it. You need to you need to feel it, and that will come out in the story,
right?
And you will be able to bring out the real truth instead of something that's canned. As long as these folks can talk and just open up to you.
Well, what I like about when Chris,
that's a good job.
What I like when Chris does these stories, I mean, he does, mainly sports, and he keeps us informed on all our high school and in junior high, middle school here in around this area, so we know what's going on. But when he sits down and writes a story like this, it's a story from the heart, and it's a story about the actual human side of an individual player and what that player's gone through or whatever. I mean, great story. He's written quite a few.
Yeah, the trials and tribulations.
Yes, it's awesome.
There's a whole lot behind the uniform, the helmet, the bat, or the glove, or the football. There's a lot more that goes into these guys, their lives, than just that. I mean, first of all, they're having to live their personal lives. They got the homework to do. They got school. They got things to do, and they got to maintain a grade point average. So there's there's a lot going on with these guys.
Right. Well, it's on our page.
And like I said before, I mean, people enjoy reading about people.
Yes.
And again, you don't want to take advantage of someone's misfortunes, but there are a lot of times when someone's gone through tragic event or some sort of misfortune. They do want to talk about it, but you handle it in a delicate way, and you reach out to them, and you have conversations off record about, and you kind of give a little bit of a background, and then, okay, at the end of the conversation, well, sir, ma'am, or, I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. Is this something, would you be interested in sitting down with me and talk to me, even more for a story? And so sometimes, they say, I don't feel comfortable. Okay, I respect that.
Yep.
Thank you. I respect that. I totally understand.
They don't know you anything. They don't know anybody anything.
That's right.
And you make it clear that you say, hey, I understand. I respect that. And, and if you ever, need anything, let me know. And, but then, yes, I'm interested. And, and then you talk, you find out, you sit down and talk to them. I always prefer doing those stuff face to face because that's how you get the emotions and, you can kind of get the lay of the land. So, but it does take a lot of work, Rayford. I know you know this as well as anybody. It does take a lot of work to kind of get that stuff, to set up. People think, oh, you get to go to all the games for free, and that's the fun. That's the fun part, being on the sideline of a football game or being in the dugout of a baseball game. But there's a lot more to it.
Yeah. You're not there as a real spectator. You're there as a data analyst, and then you got to make a story out of it. Data isn't the whole story. That's the whole thing, and that's the good part about being a good reporter. You take the data. Anybody can get the data. You can get that. Those are facts and figures, and okay, big deal. So, what about the human side of these people? That's what counts. So,
and that's where. That's where I still kind of butt heads with, and I'm not throwing shade against the older generations, but you have older generations who grew up looking at box scores in the paper, and look, I totally get it. I miss those days too, but those days are kind of going, and it's the you have to tell the stories outside of the box score and get to capture the emotions. And I can't stand doing play-by-play game stories. Sometimes you have to if it's a state championship or something like that. But I really enjoy. Yeah, young man, you scored a touchdown or you scored your first touchdown. That's cool. How did that feel? And you'll be surprised that the number of stories that these young folks, young people have, scoring their first goal or scoring their first touchdown or making the big play. There's a backstory to it, and you really capture the emotion after the game in those situations, and it is really neat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love what you're doing, and I love those stories. They're great stories to have, and it's always very rewarding. And when I can read something and I can feel it, then you've done a good job. If I can feel what you're doing, if you can put me, if I'm the silent person in that room, oh my, that's what makes it a good story.
Right.
So
yeah,
keep up the good work.
No, I appreciate it, and that's what's missing is those good reads, those good sit down. It may take you 5-10 minutes to finish reading it, but it's a good read, and and you gain a different perspective. So those are stories that tend to do well.
Now, what is the one question in a tragic situation? And I know you've been to them. You've seen other people go to them, probably more so than you've had to do it. A breaking news event where there's tragedy involved or whatever. What is the first question that so many people ask that you really, really detest? Most reporters really detest it.
Oh, how does it feel?
There you go. How does it feel? You just lost your mama. She got, decapitated in a wreck out here. How do you feel about that?
How do you feel about that loss?
I feel great. Just stand still for a minute. Let me show you how I feel. Wow.
Chris.
Yeah, and I think that comes with maybe ignorance or maybe comes with inexperience.
All of the above.
But just being a jerk.
There's and I just use. I know there's a difference between losing a loved one and losing a ball game, but you go to coaches. You go to coaches after a tough game and they lost and their kids are heartbroken and the coaches are upset. You go to them, hey coach, hey, can I catch you for a minute? And you kind of, hey coach, the kids played hard. I know they're heartbroken, but what do you tell the kids at in the locker room or whatever? Mm-hmm. And that kind of breaks the ice a little bit. And
Lee,
hey, I'm proud of my kids.
You know what I'm gonna say? Right? We walked out of a ball game last season.
Oh yes.
And as we were walking out, one of the players had stopped, and it was
a championship game.
Championship game, but I forgot who he was talking with, relative or
his daddy.
His dad, yes, what he was, and he was leaning over. He was crying.
He was crying in his dad's arms.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go up so bad behind him and just hug him and tell him we were so proud of him. But
not the time.
It was not the time.
but
these kids put their heart into it.
They put their heart there, all heart and soul. So there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Well, that reminds me. The Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament?
Oh yes, coming up soon.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, and by all accounts, she was a fine lady, and the couple interactions that I've had with Casey Wagner, the husband, has been positive. But he brought in a pretty big marlin quite a few years ago. It's probably maybe about 10 years ago at the Big Rock. Yeah, and if you even pay attention, you know who Casey Wagner is. You know, and I'm sure you do, Rayford.
Yes,
and. Is just one of the other TV people he brought in. We were all talking to Casey, and and just one of the TV people was like, "Casey Wagner, are you in relation to Kelly Wagner?"
Really? They asked that question and did not know it.
Yeah, she passed away. Yeah, and I just looked at this person. I'm like, dude, seriously? I mean, you can.
There's homework to be done.
The proper way was, hey, Casey, Yeah. Your family means a lot. Your name and family means a lot to the Big Rock community. You kind of just put this moment in perspective, and that's how you ask it.
Dummy,
That's how you ask it.
you didn't do any homework, Google, nothing before you showed up here for this question and answer session? Oh, dummy. You don't got 40 lashes. You get to clean the toilets today, son. Or girl, whatever it was.
Yeah. Now, like I said, this was 10 years ago, and to Casey's credit, he goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, she was my wife, and he handled it with class. And
I'm sure he would.
But it was a very...
did everybody else just look at him at that time, to all the reporters? I mean, I would have really?
I think I'd have to walk away. Speaking of people, Chris, tomorrow we have Ken Lovell on our show tomorrow.
Level,
Yes, Level. Thank you. I couldn't decide how to pronounce that. And somebody actually thought it was the astronaut.
Yeah.
But I guess so tickled. But he's the director of the Coastal NC Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yes.
So I had to try to get that right. Yes.
Yeah. So in other words, his unofficial title, that's the title that everybody calls him, that we call him, he's the FCA guy.
FCA, right?
FCA guy.
FCA guy.
He's the FCA guy because when he started doing this probably about 10 years ago, nobody really knew his name, but we knew he was kind of a buff, cool looking guy, and that would come to schools and spread the word, and so everybody just started going, hey, that's the FCA guy. And then once you got to know him, he's a fine gentleman, and he's a fine gentleman, a role model to these young people, or even adults. And
nice.
He gave me a great line when I did a story on him several years ago. And I said, Ken, you don't really look the part as a FCA guy. And he chuckled, and he gave me a great line, and about hey, you don't necessarily have to wear cloaks and robes all the time. You can be yourself and still be spread the word. So he, like I said, he's a true role model. I think you guys are going to enjoy having him tomorrow.
Good. Now he was the one that was doing all the football games at Jacksonville High School, which our Chris Miller's doing them now. But I'm not Chris Miller, Chris Marks. I'm sorry.
The other M.
Yeah, the other Chris. So many Chris's. But Chris Marks took over. But and I had seen Ken in Food Lion last year at the start of the season when we had no one announcing. I'm like, come back. But he's just, I have so much on my plate, which is understandable. So anyway, we'll have him on the show tomorrow. So if you get a chance to call in, do that.
Oh, we'll do. So we'll keep up the good work, my friends, and then
you do the same.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Chris. Have a great one.
And for those listening, if you really want to keep up with all the area high school sports and stuff, just go on X and just punch in the search Chris Miller at JDN Sports. That's Jacksonville Daily News Sports. And you'll find him. And I have him on alert whenever he posts. I get a message that he posted.
You're stalking him.
I'm stalking him. And I go on and I keep up with everything that's going on in our area. And I appreciate what he does.
We got a little bit of weather here we're going to do. And then we got a gentleman just walking through the door, a neighbor here of ours. We need to sit him down over here where we can see him a little bit better.
You should come sit right here, Mr. Pelletier.
Come on over here, closer. We'll do a quick bit of weather here, and then we're going to find out what the weather's like around the neighborhood and everywhere else out there too.
Right.
First, the marine forecast. It's brought to you by the National Weather Service, and of course us every day. The strong winds out there are going to be calming down, but not today. They're going to be a little bit turbulent out there, so just stay in touch with that. But out to 60 nautical miles today. Westerly winds 15 to 20 today and tomorrow. 15 to 20 knots. That's brisk, and a gust to 25. That could be dangerous, especially in those waves going in and out of the inlet. So I probably would stay in today. It's not going to be comfortable when you're out there, especially the smaller the boat, the less comfortable you're going to be. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Now, Saturday, southwesterly winds are coming down just a bit. about 15 knots at the max, seas 3 to 4 feet. Surf temperatures, they're still hanging in the upper 60s, mid to upper 60 range along the surf communities. They'll be coming up again as the weather rewarms. Offshore water temperatures hanging in there around the artificial reefs, 10 to 15 miles offshore, low to mid 70s. So there's some pretty good fishing out there right now. Look for temperature breaks when you go.
And today is going to be sunny with a high near 88. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 59. Friday, sunny with a high near 90. Saturday, a slight chance of a late afternoon shower, mostly sunny with a high near 88. Saturday night, an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms and possibly a thunderstorm after 8 p.m., low around 58. New rainfall amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch possible. That's the latest news for the rain coming in this weekend.
And again, the Weather Radio Wednesdays. Donnie Cox over there at WCTI, he's involved in that. He's been doing that for a number of years now. Goes around to sets up in locations in the area. We got 2 of them here in Oslo County this year. The first one, May 6th, Richlands at the Piggly Wiggly. There, you can buy the radio there if you want. If you got one you bought somewhere else, if you already ordered it online, if you've had one in the past and you moved here from somewhere else, you may want to get it reprogrammed. And they'll do it for free. The ham radio operators here in Oslo County, they gather with Donnie at each location for each one of the Weather Radio Wednesdays. They'll program these things for you. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. You buy the radio, you can buy it at the stores. You can, like I said, you can get it anywhere that you would like. I strongly suggest you stick with the Midland weather radios. The Midland weather radios, they've been doing it for a long time, and they're reasonably priced. May 6th of the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Coming up on May 13th, a week later, if you're in downtown Newbern, down east, Ace Hardware there. That's where it's going to be done. May 20th at the Emerald Isle Sound Ace Hardware. And at the end of the month, the 27th, at the Jacksonville Ace Hardware. That's on Henderson Drive, 1050 Henderson Drive, across from the high school, that location right there.
That's right.
That's right.
That's my store.
That's your store.
I like to run over there and pick up odds and ends.
Yeah, she does it generally after midnight. That's why the alarm keeps going off over there.
It's not true.
Not true. That's what they say. Everybody tells me that. And let's see, what else is there about those weather radios? I think that's all. We'll talk about more later. Okay. All sorts of messes happening, and I'm still surprised about Canada. That whole thing got to me about they won't let people into Canada if you've ever been arrested for, not even if you've been convicted of a DWI or any offense, any kind of an offense that is a misdemeanor here in the States, a minor infraction, things you can get a ticket for. They don't let you in, even if you've been found not guilty.
I still think that's a little harsh.
Bugs the crap out of me. But anyway, it's their country. Y'all can keep it.
So, Rayfield, if you were arrested and charged with DWI, but you went to court and was found not guilty, and you were found not guilty, use right Grammarly, would that keep you from going to Canada? You should be okay then?
No, you can't go. You can go, but you can't get in.
Canada.
Yeah, they think that if you were stopped, or if they reduce the charge from whatever to a minor offense, like what is it, traffic safety equipment or something, equipment failure,
infraction. You're right.
Yeah, and they say, well, you were guilty of something anyway. So if they can figure out something that they can charge, that they would be able to charge you with it as a felony in Canada, then you can't go. They don't want you there.
Well,
I think we should return that favor. We need to come up with something in these states that we don't let Canadians here.
Is Justin Trudeau still the former prime minister? Is he still going in and out of Canada? Because he hangs out with Katy Perry now, the astronaut. The astronaut, Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know she's not. I'm sure there's been some things that is Canada letting her in? Just asking.
Oh, I don't know.
Interesting.
Republicans are cheering a circuit court victory in Virginia. Shows Democrats' redistricting efforts in Virginia are not quite over yet, despite a referendum. That the people had a referendum that accepts a new map drawn by Democrats getting approved by voters on Tuesday of this week. Then along comes the judges. The Virginia Circuit Court Judge Jack Hurley, Virginia Circuit Court Judge Jack Hurley, ruled on Wednesday, yesterday, one day after the Democrat redistricting referendum passed, that all votes for or against the proposed redistricting amendment, they ain't constitutional. He said rules that impose certain requirements that the referendum did not meet. Who we got?
It's Charlie. Well, I want to know where our friends are that called frequently, giving us havoc over the Republicans' gerrymandering, like especially with the state of North Carolina, and how much grief we got from them, expressing their views on it and saying how unfair it was and it was wrong and it was against the law. Now the Democratic Party's doing it. I mean, they're working on California right now. They're trying to go after Florida.
I'm going to tell you what.
But
the rest of us are going to do it too. The unaffiliated. Unaffiliated.
I just want to know.
We want to redistrict. Why don't you leave it up to us? We would be very fair.
Where are our friends that couldn't wait to call in and just holler at us over what North Carolina was doing?
Yeah,
but what about Virginia? What about California? What about Utah? All these other places that are doing it. Huh?
Charlie, you're back. What's up?
It's just the way it goes.
I rarely defend American astronauts, but you guys are basically making fun of Katy Perry. Do you guys realize?
I said it with laughter.
Are you guys aware of what an astronaut has to, all the courses and all the classes they have to take in order for them to go into space? And I'm actually very upset with you guys.
Yes, actually, we are. I am very aware of it. Probably I've been following it a lot longer than you've been alive. But and we also have we have a lady here that just came back from space.
It's from Jacksonville.
She is from this town. She went to school about a mile and a half from here in high school. So, yeah, we were very aware of her. Her parents live in the area.
And, Charlie, I was being sarcastic.
Can I give you the basic requirement?
Okay.
Why Perry is qualified? Can I just give you the basic requirements?
Because she's airy? She airhead? I don't know.
So Katy Perry, I'm actually disgusted by you guys. I may never call in again.
Okay.
First of all, in order to become a U.S. astronaut, you have to have a master's degree in engineering, biological science, physical science, computer science, or mathematics is required. Okay? So you have to have minimum of 3 years of related professional experience, or at least 1,000 hours of pilot and command time on jet aircraft is required. I'm disgusted by you guys. Physically, you must pass a long-duration spaceflight physical, which includes constraints on blood pressure not to exceed 140/90 and standing height 62/75. I think I'm ever calling. Do you guys realize how qualified she was?
It's the attitude you got, and you just can't take tongue-in-cheek stuff. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Say goodbye, Charlie, and say goodbye forever, okay? Don't call me again. Goodbye.
First of all, I was being sarcastic. You picked up on that.
I know it.
Because we did a show one morning when we were talking about just because you got in the Blue Origin and you shot up and you came back down does not make you an astronaut.
No.
And the hype over Katy Perry and who was it? The girl from the NBC, Hoda. Was it Hoda?
Hoda. I don't know.
Yeah, but and everyone's and I won't say everyone. People are calling them astronauts, and we're like, "Are you for real? Are you for real? That does not make you an astronaut." So, Charlie, I was being sarcastic. I'm sorry you didn't pick up on that, but
that's your loss, Charlie.
That's your loss. Whatever.
I tell you, he's got 100 other stations he wants to call anyway, so that's all right. Go for it. Have fun at it.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and you know what? We support NASA. We support
absolutely.
air travel. We have talked about it so much over the month, especially with our girl Christy here from Onslow County, being the first female astronaut that got to travel
Circle the moon.
around the moon. And we love her, and we hope next time she comes home, we're going to get her on the show.
Proud of her. The first thing she did, she went and got to her doggy as soon as she got home. You know that, right?
I didn't know that, but good for her.
Yeah, she went running to her dog. Her dog came running to her.
Yeah. Graduate of White Oak High School, which is, like you said, is a mile down the road here.
Mile and a half.
A mile and a half. And she was in school. She was a cheerleader with my daughter. They were cheerleaders together at White Oak High School. So my daughter knows her. And Charlie, we respect the real astronauts.
I like astronauts. I like our space program. My God.
Yes. We love it.
I followed it since the first one that was launched.
I was coming in here every morning going, I watched SpaceX last night.
Who was the first American in space?
First American in space.
Yep.
Oh, now you're going to go to history again. Who was the first American in space, Mr. Pelletier?
Alan Shepard.
Well, I was going to say him, but I just always feel like it's a trick question.
It's not a trick question, but do you know why they chose him to be the first astronaut in space?
Why?
What's his name?
Alan
Shepard.
Shepard.
The initials are AS, right?
Right.
Because a shepherd will lead you, according to the Bible.
Is that real story?
No, but I made it up.
See, that's what I mean. I'm always afraid to answer any question because I'm like, do I have it right? Is that right?
It's such good. It's fun.
Rayford.
What did you do?
You're always trying to trick me.
It doesn't take much. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, what else we got cooking here? I hate to leave on a bad note here today.
What else we got? Oh, I want your opinion on this.
The answer's no.
All right.
I don't like it.
I want your opinion on the sentencing that this man received for drunk driving a golf cart, and his wife fell out and she died. I want your opinion on this.
I hope he got a good charge.
And that's Steve calling. We'll wait for Steve.
Steve-O, what's going on?
Good morning. How are y'all doing today?
How's the garden? How's the garden going?
Okay. I heard Lee make the mention that she wanted one of the callers that disagree with the gerrymandering that the Republican was doing to call in.
Yeah,
I fit in that category, so I figured I'd give a little ringy ding.
Okay, go for it.
Lee, do you remember what I said when I told you when we had that conversation about that?
Not specifically, but remind me.
Okay. I told you that the thing that bothered me the most is the Republicans not calling their own fouls was inviting the Democrats to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like I said, too, in responding to that right today, is like, it's both sides have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, and I would agree with that, but there is just a little caveat that goes along with that.
Sure.
In the past, we've always restricted it to once every 10 years.
Yeah.
And both sides did it at the same time. Recently, because Trump came out and asked Texas to do it for him and specifically said, find me 5 more seats.
Right.
Nobody's ever openly admitted that that's what they were doing was gerrymandering. So it was a little different, but I told you the thing that bothered me the most is that it's wrong if anybody does it because they're circumventing the will of the people. And I don't agree with any side doing it. And as much as I hate to give the Democrats any credit, they are the ones over the last several years that have been pushing for legislation to ban gerrymandering and have been blocked by the Republicans from doing that. Now, I'm sure if the Republicans were pushing for it, the Democrats would probably block it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just it goes back and forth. So I fully understand that, but it comes back to in politics, you have to call your own balls and strikes, or the whole system collapses. And both sides have issues with being able to do that.
Well, you're right. You're right about one thing. States redraw their congressional state legislative districts every 10 years following the census. But there's a mid-decade redistricting, which really occurs typically due to court orders or significant legislative changes. And the legislative changes that we've seen over the last couple of years shows where the Republicans have kind of taken the majority. And there's nothing that says you can't redistrict. And the same thing's going to happen if after the election in November, if the majority turns around and changes in our Congress, you're going to see once again, before the next presidential election, states trying to redistrict their congressional lines in order to, A, you'll have the Republicans trying to get their majority back, and B, you'll have the Democrats trying to win the presidential election by redistricting to their favor. So there's nothing that says it's a law that you have to do it every 10 years. So,
Right. But honestly, this is one of those things that's very easily fixed. They can pass a law that would fix this whole problem. But neither side really wants to give up the power of being able to redistrict.
Well, all 50 states, I think the redistricting would fall upon the state level. Not sure, but I believe it's a state level thing. And all states, and each state would have to agree. And you're never going to get that agreement. You think, Rayford, you'll never get that agreement?
I'm not sure that we have to have all the states to agree. We just have to have a majority of the states to agree.
Right.
If Congress passes a law saying that redistricting has to be done by a bipartisan independent council or something along those lines, then that pretty much the states have a clause in their constitution where they follow the federal guidelines.
Right. Gerrymandering, I mean, it has its place. I hate to call it gerrymandering because it just brings out some strange things. Redrawing district lines in a state, you try to, because some places suddenly boom. You got some of the beach areas that, for instance, have boomed over the years, and there are more people that have moved into those areas.
Shifts.
If you've got a state where folks move in from the north because they're just tired of what's going on up yonder, or move in from the west because they're tired of LA. I mean, they've lost people. They've lost significant folks. And not only did they move out of the state, sometimes they move within the state, but they move to other areas of the state, and they want all equal. Every area is supposed to have, every district is supposed to have approximately the same number of people. Not the same number of Republicans or the same number of Democrats or whatever, but they're supposed to have the same number of individuals. Forget party affiliation. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Gerrymandering is when one party or the other decides they want to go in and we're going to stack this. If we can draw this line here, we can put more people, more known Republicans in here or more known Democrats in here. That's gerrymandering, and I just don't like that at all.
I don't either, and I don't think it's right for either side to do it.
I don't either, but I can't do anything about it.
Right. But that's where it comes out that, when the Republicans done it, everybody should have condemned it, left, right, and center. And then they would be firm ground for everybody to condemn it when the Democrats do it too. Mm-hmm. You can't turn a blind eye and say that they all do it when Republicans do it, and then when Democrats do it, wag your finger at them going shame, shame.
I just don't like it, period.
I agree. And you got to call it out wherever you see it. It's kind of like racism. You can't let it slide.
Well, I don't care whether it's racism from a black guy calling me the things that black guys have called me in the past. That's racism as well as me calling them the same things that somebody would call them the same way.
Right.
There's racism. Racism
is racism.
No two-way street.
Regardless.
It is. But I can understand how black people have maybe a slightly different perspective on that from the United States. Mm-hmm. But it's everywhere, and it comes in all colors.
Yes, it is.
So it's a human characteristic, unfortunately, and it's been
If
present
you're-
throughout all
If you're a
history.
cop, you would think that it's like, okay, I know what I'm being called on a regular basis.
Well, let me ask you, Steve, since you called in to comment, because I asked for people, to comment. I know how you felt when the Republicans were doing the redistricting. Do you feel the same way about the Democratic Party gerrymandering and trying to redistrict to their benefit? How do you feel about that?
I do, and the point I tried to make from the beginning is
Yes.
that when we didn't stop the Republicans from doing it, we were inviting the Democrats to do it.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
the way politics works.
That's
You've
right.
got to call your own balls and strikes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing I hated the most about the Republicans doing it, was that it was just going to cause the Democrats to do it, and we were just going to go back and forth, and the people who were going to lose on this were the voters.
So what you're telling me is exactly what I said. Let me do it. Let me draw those district lines.
All right.
No, I
Sure.
think that we're smart enough, and we've been doing this long enough after 250 years that we can find an independent group that could do this in a fair manner.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to give up that power. Yeah.
I think that I could probably do it, because if they just take everything off the table with no names and no names available, just people, just numbers. That's all. Put a number to everybody in the country. Assign a number.
Well,
Right.
yeah, politics.
I would say slightly different. I don't think
Yeah.
I could do it, but could I get it done? Yes.
Well,
I could definitely get it done.
It'd be a
I
pain
could
in the-
oversee it and find people who could,
well,
who could do it.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think I'm going to do that kind of work? Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Right. Right. But I could find the people who could.
Yeah,
I definitely could do that.
I hire
I'm
people
smart
for
enough
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of where I am on it. I don't think it's right for anybody to do it, but I think it's a little late in the game to start trying to wag our finger at the Democrats. And even at the Republicans. It's just that what's happening today. There's been times in the past where the Democrats were the ones that were, doing the wrong thing first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Republicans followed suit after that. And that's the reason why I've seen it in my short lifetime, that if you let one get away with it, it's only a matter of time for the other one's going to start doing it.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, when everybody's guilty, everybody goes. And in North Carolina, under North Carolina law, for instance, you got two guys out there when the cops roll up on them and they're fighting. Doesn't matter who threw the first punch, you both go.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're
That's
called
right.
engaging in an affray.
That's
You're going to
right.
jail. Everybody
And-
goes. Everybody goes. Doesn't matter.
That's like a school student, if somebody comes up and pops you upside the head and
You better
you
walk away.
fight back to protect yourself, you're going home too.
Well, fighting to protect yourself is different than just fighting.
If you swung and you hit the other person,
Mm-hmm.
you're going. I know quite a few lately. I've talked to parents who said that happened to
Well,
their.
if they've been,
But you know what? Unless you've got, I don't know. But anyway,
No.
it's just. Unfortunately, it's the way things are these days.
I see
Everybody
that.
gets arrested until you
All
figure
right.
it
But
out.
I would leave you with my main thing when it comes
Okay.
to any of this stuff is that it has to be fair. If it ain't fair, it don't set right with me.
well,
So
it's still not going to cause me not to vote. I can tell you that right now.
me either. But like I say, just the same. I think we're all family here. We should all play fair.
I agree. Steve-O, have a
All
great
right.
weekend. If we don't talk
Y'all
to you,
play. Have a blessed day.
bye.
You too.
See you.
Bye.
We've got the gentleman who started all this gerrymandering right here. Did you know that?
Because his name is
and
Jerry.
and they named it after it, Jerry Mandering. So Jerry decided he'd go out and he'd mander all this stuff up. What? He needs to slide up here.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him. Come on up,
All right.
neighbor.
I'm going to push him up.
Oh,
You
come
don't have to talk. You just sit there and look. Come on. Move on up. He doesn't want to.
You won't have to. All right. Anyway, I got my neighbor. He gets out and then he's the interesting thing is
Oh.
I need to, if you're a woman, I couldn't ask you this, but I could
He
ask
said he
you.
came to visit with me, not you.
Well, that's all right, but I'm going to ask him a question.
All right.
I'm going to ask it. How long will you it be before you reach a triple digit number in your age?
Less than 3 years.
There you go. Less than 3 years. Jerry gets out here. He's a neighbor and he walks our streets.
Yes.
and he exercises that way. You can see him year round walking here, there, and everywhere, just plodding right along.
Right.
See him in the yard. He works in his yard.
Mm-hmm.
He does all sorts of things and gets in his truck and he goes wherever he wants to go, whenever he wants to go.
He's
And
a machine.
And one thing that's kept him going all these years is oysters. Is that about right? He likes oysters.
I love oysters.
He loves oysters. He doesn't like them. He loves
Yeah,
oysters.
as I used to eat.
So anyway, so that's what's kept him going. He's 97 plus years of age.
Mhm.
Turned 97 earlier this year, late last year, sometime in December, right? February. Okay. Well, it was this year then. But it's always a good time because you can celebrate with oysters because it's oyster season.
That's
My
right.
problem with my birthday is just on the edge of oyster season, and oysters are not quite as good when it gets to be that late in the year. I like them cold. I like it when it's cold weather and the water is cold.
One of our listeners said that Mr. Pelletier was born under a lucky star.
Yeah, there you go. But he's been in the area. So many people have known him. I bought a 1968 Rambler station wagon from him.
I used to live right behind the dealership, and we used to go up there every day and get what we called nabs in a Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
We'd get a Coca-Cola and a pack of peanuts and pour them in the Coke.
that nabs were in a cube, or
Yes.
the four of them instead of
Yes,
six.
yes.
Yeah, so they doubled the price on them and only put two more in.
One of our
It's
listeners
kind of
wants
like
to
raising
know.
property taxes, you know.
One of our listener wants to know, what is your secret to staying so young?
Jeans.
Jeans. He said jeans.
Jeans. Wranglers or Levi's?
No, kind that I inherited.
He inherited some good genes, and well, it's not just that because he lives a good lifestyle. He does the things he's supposed to do, like stay alive. Staying alive means you get up and you got to be alive every day.
He's got those good genes that Sydney Sweeney's got. You know, she's the jeans girl.
I don't think he would look good in those
Her
jeans.
genetic. Oh, she's so, now that's for men too. But yeah,
Okay.
very good. It's good genes. Well, he's out walking every day, Mr. Pelletier. You're out walking all the time. You've got more energy than I do on a normal day.
No, I do it because I feel like I need to do it.
See, he does it because
needs
he
to do
feels
it.
like he needs
Well,
to do it.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But and
Not at all.
wants to do it and enjoys. You enjoy
Yes.
just walking through the neighborhood, right?
Right.
You see a lot of things when you walk instead of drive, don't you? When I walk the doggies, I see lots of different stuff out there.
Hmm.
It's always interesting. Used to do that. I said one time that I wanted to, because at the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge in Wilmington, the big bridge there leaves Wilmington, goes over to Brunswick County. I used to get up there and walk up there. I'd park off the bridge and I'd walk up to the top of those bridges so that I could shoot photos. Because it gave me a different perspective. It's a nice little walk, little trek up there, but the approaches to those bridges, because I parked far enough away so my car wouldn't get hit, you wouldn't believe the junk that's along the side of a road.
It's a lot
If
of
you
junk.
ever
Don't-
get out
don't
and
get me
walk on
started.
any road where people are driving their cars normally, it's bad enough here because I find lots of little mini bottles from the people on their way home. They don't want the mom and dad to know about it. They drop them off, and over in Northwoods there, I found a crack pipe. It was still hot. It got stopped by the police, and the window comes down. The crack pipe goes out the window. I found it in the yard after the police left. So
There's so much garbage on the
so
side of a
there's
road.
so
Don't
much
get me
stuff there.
started.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff there. So
I mean, I don't know what has happened to DOT, and I'm not being
they can't-
harsh,
they
and I'm
can't
not
keep up
being
with it.
negative.
There's no way to keep up with it.
But Rayford, I've done a lot of traveling over the last couple of weeks. But when I get into Onslow County, our roads are poorly marked. I mean, the lines are wearing off of them. I came back one night and I won't go into all the details, but I almost hit a curb because I thought I was in the lane that I was supposed to be in. And when I realized I was in a turning lane that stopped suddenly with a curb, I was able to stop safely.
We have
But-
several locations in the city of Jacksonville. I'm assuming on the state highway, state maintains those.
yes,
So I'm assuming the state maintains them.
Bill
I don't
Fork
know
and
for
17
sure.
in Gumbranch.
Yeah.
How many years have I been talking about
Western
that?
has an issue turning off of Western onto 17.
Yes,
If you're coming from the Sam side,
right.
it's kind of harsh there.
Yes.
But the one there at Bell Fork and 17 is just ridiculous.
When I cross from Gumbranch over to Bell Fork and it's dark in the morning or it's dark plus rain, you cannot see the lines because they are so faded.
Yeah.
And I complained about that a couple years ago. Remember, I said something to
we need to get some paint and go out there and paint it ourselves.
I'm
What color?
telling
What color would you
you.
like? We'll just do something weird.
Wasn't it hot pink? But you know,
Reflective hot pink. That'll do it.
and I understand DOT has
We'll write your
a
name on it,
lot
too.
of roads to take care of. But Rayford, we're going on almost 3 years with this one intersection that I even put in a complaint about to DOT 3 years ago.
Spray cans of paint. We can get them
Right.
at Lowe's.
I'm just saying, you know, when we talk about the trash along the side of the highway, and I understand we've had budget cuts, and I understand that DOT does not mow like they used to. How long did Piney Green? Steve could tell you. I mean, he complained about, oh my gosh, the weeds on Piney Green were so high, and this was last year, and they
He
finally
needs to get a
cut them.
taller truck.
But you know, I've just noticed that coming into Onslow, our roads are they're so worn.
Have you got anything you don't want to complain about today?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
You're
that
just
some of this
complaining.
is not a safe situation
Well, I agree
when
with
you're
that.
out driving at nighttime.
I agree with that. So we need to do something about it.
Well, I'm complaining.
All right. Well, we'll vote on it. If we can get enough
Let's
voters
take
to
a vote.
turn out at the polls, we
All
can get.
those in favor?
Yeah, we'd have to get a bunch of people.
Well, let's
to vote.
talk about voting.
Well, these people don't know what voting is. 89% of Onslow County people did not vote in first part of March at the primary. 89% did not show up.
I don't-
89% of the people in this county 89% of the voters in this county do not care about their kids or
I
their
want somebody
grandkids.
to call in and explain why
Because they're
they
chickens.
didn't go vote.
Oh, they got excuses, and that's all it is.
I
They don't
want to know
have
the
reasons.
excuses.
They do not have reasons. They have excuses. Unfortunately, I had a reason one time, and I fought it, but that
Mm-hmm.
was my stupid act of not voting early. And then I ended up in the
But-
hospital.
Yeah, what's the chances that would happen?
That would be a reason, but
Very rare, but it did happen.
it did happen.
It did happen.
Won't happen again.
Now, I just want to say that there's so many people I see on what you call socialist media, on Facebook, that don't mind getting on a post, going after a county commissioner,
Jerry's got a phone call.
a city councilman or woman, and complaining and making accusations because they didn't like the way something was voted on,
Oh,
et cetera, et cetera. Bye, Mr.
Jerry's
Pelletier.
leaving
Great
us.
to see you.
Jerry Rufus Pelletier. I was going to ask him about the Pelletier house.
They're calling me,
Okay.
They're crawling
They're
in.
looking for you.
calling for me.
Uh-oh.
Right.
I want to know where you are.
Yep.
Just tell them you're busy.
Okay.
But we have these people that will call and complain. I mean, that will post behind a keyboard and say all sorts of ugly things.
Keyboard
But yet,
warriors.
did you go vote?
Nope.
Did you go vote?
No.
Did you go vote for your choice of who you'd like to see for a county commissioner? Did you go vote in the
Too much
municipal
trouble.
elections?
I'd have to get off of my dead rear end and go drive all the way
Right.
over there and
Right.
tell them how that I wanted to vote.
Right, right. Charlie, we're almost at the end of the show. Charlie wants to call and apologize,
You can
but
do it. You can
we're
try-
right at the
you
end
can
of the
try
show.
tomorrow, but when I cool off.
Yeah,
You don't
call
wanna do it
back
today.
tomorrow. Done made ready. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we're going to harp on getting out to vote until
Yeah.
the day of
We-
the election.
I want you guys to, think about it. That you really, and not to chastise you too much, but I know you care about your children. I know you care about the future of your grandchildren. I know
Absolutely,
you care about the
yes.
future of Onslow County, or you wouldn't be here. You don't have to be here.
November 3rd.
You can go somewhere else to live, and we all can. But that's not what we're about. If we choose to live here, we need to choose who's going to represent us. And if you're just fine with just the status quo is never the status quo, because there are other people who want to be taking over. And if you like the status quo, go vote for them. If you want somebody else, say, that guy's been there long enough and he ain't done nothing for me. Just check their records, check their track record, see what they do. Educate yourself about, let's say, the county commissioners. What do the county commissioners do? It's a lot more than what you see on TV. First of all, they're on a stupid phone all the time.
And I can say, without a doubt, they do not pave roads. They do not build roads.
And they definitely run for office because of the money that they get.
That's Jennifer calling.
Jennifer. Is this my cousin Jennifer?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
It is. Now, I know y'all hadn't got but just a minute, but I am going to weigh in on one thing.
What's
We live, now, I'm not saying, I do not agree with gerrymandering on either side.
Good.
But as far as Virginia, we live about 7 miles from Virginia.
I'm sorry, don't let it
So
rub off on you.
trust me. Trust me. The tail end of Virginia we live close to. That's good people. We of course living this close. We got a lot more of the coverage than other places.
Mm-hmm.
They showed graphs. They showed standing outside polling facilities. The rural sections of Virginia and like Southwest Virginia had record turnouts voting against the redistricting, voting against all of this stuff. They showed graphs of early voting state, for the win or whatever. Early voting was showing that the no's was taking it. There was a whole lot more percentage of no's in early voting and the day of voting. But then on the mail-in ballots, it ran about 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the counties, and of all of Virginia, what got that over the line was up there right outside of D.C. And to me, that is what's so wrong. Spanberger ran on being a moderate. She ran on being against the gerrymandering, blah, 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 blah. And trust me, Virginia's having a fit. I feel sorry for the Southwest Virginians because they're just getting it thrown to them left and right. So that's where I think that what they did to Virginia, in my opinion, is so much worse than any of the other states. I mean, it's just, Virginia already had more before they did this. And it was like a 6-5 split before, and now it's like 10-1 in representation. Yeah, they all right. So I mean, it was just wrong in every sense of the being. I'm not saying it's right for any of the other. I'm not saying it's right for Republicans to do it, but I'm saying that Virginia hits a little bit closer to home because it is very close to home, and that was that. I mean, there's a lot of people in Virginia that work right here in Kingsport. As I say, we've got a storage unit in Virginia. Virginia's like, you leave Kingsport and you're in Virginia. So I hear a whole lot more of it, I guess, from the locals of what they're saying. So I just wanted to call in and weigh in on that this morning.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
That, Jennifer. And I know there are pockets of people throughout all states. And the problem you've got there, they've got an area in Virginia. It's known as Nova. It's Northern Virginia, which is basically Maryland and the District of Columbia. That's, I mean, that's where they came from. They moved to Virginia because it's close and probably the taxes are cheaper. I'm just going to guess than they are in Maryland or in the District of Columbia. Nobody can live in the District of Columbia. That's just a given. So they're either going to live in Maryland or they're going to be living in Virginia. So
Yep. But I mean, I agree, but it's not right for either. As I say, it's not right either way. But that governor is a piece of work. Trust me.
yeah,
I mean, from as soon as the ink dried, she just switched just completely. It's been bad for him. But anywho, y'all have a great day.
Thank
Jennifer,
you,
thank you.
Jennifer.
Best to Terry. Hope he's doing fine.
He is. Bye bye.
Great.
Goodbye. Okay, Joey.
It's all part of
It's
politics.
9:04 almost, coming up in a few seconds.
Yes.
And we're going to say goodbye.
We're going to say goodbye for the
Charlie,
day.
if you're listening, call us tomorrow, Friday.
I have to
and,
decide
we'll
if I'm
talk
going to
you
do
then.
yard work.
We do have Ken Lovell tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Ken is
He's an astronaut. No, I'm just kidding.
no. But anyway, Ken's
The director of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes, right?
Yes, FCA.
Okay. So he's the FCA man. So we'll be talking with the FCA man tomorrow morning, and he's going to be here, what, 8 o'clock? You forgot.
You're the one who made the.
I told you, though.
Did you tell me? 8 o'clock. You'll be. Yeah. I think that's what you told me. Let me get my calendar. Refer it on in there. I just put it on the calendar. Okay, let me see.
Here tomorrow morning, and we'll be chatting with us. So join us, and if you've got comments you'd like to offer us, please feel free to do so. Just be polite.
Yes.
Okay. See you in the morning.
All right. See you in the morning.
You gonna go
8 o'clock.
politicking today?
No, I think I'm off today.
Oh, my
I
God.
think
Then don't answer your phone.
Saturday I have to.
Oh, we got a bunch of
See
things
what
Saturday.
they
Don't
end
forget
up,
this
yeah.
plant sale. Now, although this plant sale, I'm going to remind you, plant sale.
Cash only.
You bring the dollars, the greenbacks, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Please bring as many, like you going to a yard sale because they don't have a lot of change.
Dollars.
These
Bring
things are
dollar
going to be
bills.
in dollars. The plants are what, $5 a piece?
4 to 5, depending on what you're
Whatever
getting.
you're getting. But,
Right.
bring some dollar bills and bring some fives if you
Dollar
want. Don't bring
bills.
any hundreds unless
Mhm.
you plan on buying 20 plants. If you can buy 20 plants, go for it. They'll take $100 bill from you in a
In a
heartbeat.
heartbeat.
And if you can buy 2 plants, I'll just take your 100 and I'll buy the plants for you.
And I would suggest if you're going to go and you're looking to buy quite a few plants, bring a little wagon or something
Yes.
because there's no shopping carts out there.
No.
So bring a wagon or something to carry the plants in, a tub or anything that suits you.
Bring your little kitties, make them carry them.
No,
How's
I'm
that?
bringing my wagon anyway.
Okay,
Okay.
you can bring your dog in and put saddlebags on him.
I'm not bringing my dog because
Okay.
I'd be be spending all my time chasing him.
And be sure while you're there to take your opportunity to go through the
Right.
Discovery Garden.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's like, oh God, it's so tranquil. You will like, I got to come back in when there's nobody here
right.
and just walk and sit and listen to the birds and feel the breeze and just enjoy nature. And that's one that you don't have to take care of yourself unless you
Right.
want to volunteer to help them,
That's right.
which is always a possibility.
When you rather take a walk around and look. I
Now
mean,
this,
Onslow County has
we'll
got
tell
so
you-
much to
We'll
offer.
tell you more about the plant sale
Right.
tomorrow and where it's located.
Mhm.
Just find out where the farmers market is, and you'll be fine here in Onslow County. It's on 258. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We're live and local, and sometimes we speak the real talk. And we'll be back tomorrow at 7-ish.
Yes, I have to go home and take a nap.
I've already taken one
I'm tired.
this morning while I was in here.
Right. Anyway,
I can
stay
sit and
safe.
talk with my eyes open. Bye now, y'all. See you.